Man, let's talk about it, man. How was the experience making your pro debut for the same promotion you held that amateur featherweight title for?
Well, Steve, thank you for having me on the show. Like I said, man, we're gonna start the year off with a bang, and exactly that, man. I made my pro debut finally after multiple fallouts, and picking up my amateur career and starting off my pro career with a knockout. It's a blessing. It felt great doing that reality. I had all my family, friends down there, a good environment, and we celebrated.
What a celebration, Miguel. Let's talk a little bit leading up to that fight because there was some problems. A few weeks out from that fight, one of the opponents, commission wouldn't allow it. Then you got another opponent, the commission wouldn't allow that. Talk about that frustration and what happened with them couple of opponents leading up to that pro debut.
It's frustrating, Steve, man. We had two opponents prior to this last opponent that I ended up fighting in reality. I guess the first one dropped out within a couple of days. Then the second one we got like a couple weeks, maybe like 3.5 weeks left to reality. Got the call from the promotion saying that the commissioner pulled the fight, the big mismatch. So then we ended up looking for another opponent. We got this opponent that got approved by the commissioner, and he accepted the fight at 145. Then maybe like I say a week notice afterwards of that, I got another call from the promotion saying that my opponent couldn't make 145, and then we was arguing about the weight. Then he accepted the weight at 150 as a catch weight. I mean, we're already at a week notice already. So I mean, we ended up still taking the fight, and we took the fight. And then actually at weigh-ins, I made the 150, and my opponent came in over. He came in at 158. So it was frustrating, man. But we still took the fight, and we ended up coming up with the win.
Now, the funny thing is that the commission wouldn't allow the two fights prior, and the second fighter was because it was a mismatch. He actually had a few pro fights, did he not? And it was a mismatch. It was your pro debut, and he had a few pro fights, and it's a mismatch, saying that you are way too advanced for him. Correct?
Yeah, it was. He was 0-1 as a pro. And I was coming in as 0-0 as a pro, so I mean, I don't see what a mismatch is. And then he decided to look at the amateur records when supposedly they say, amateur record don't mean anything, but it wasn't in this case. I don't know, Connecticut does stuff differently. I don't know what it was, but it was going against a very experienced guy. He was mostly like a kickboxer, took MMA fights and ended up getting submitted, obviously from being mostly stand up. But he had a lot of experience, and he was a good competitor to go against, something to test myself. But that ended up falling out, so we ended up getting a replacement of a replacement, and finally ended up coming and putting on the show.
And you're no stranger to replacements and fights falling through. The interview we had, a couple of weeks prior to the fight, we talked about your amateur career, how not only as you're getting better and becoming, known on the scene that fights are falling through. You had a bunch, you had a big title fight fall through right before this one. It was going to be your last amateur fight. You had a title fight fall through basically a week before that event. And, you're batting down and you just said it's time to make pro debut, not mess around. You had to go through the same thing again, but you made it, bro. Now, let me talk about the two opponents. So you were supposed to go against an 0-1 guy that they said that the experience was a mismatch. But then you took on this other kid. Do you like the fact that you took on Timmy Tyler more? Because he was actually, I think he had 3 pro fights when you faced him on Saturday.
Yeah, he was actually 1-3. He had 4 pro fights.
Oh, okay.
1-3. Yeah, he was an experienced guy. He's been doing it for a while. I felt good taking on the task at hand, man. The challenge is what I'm looking for. I'm looking to better myself each time I go in that cage. And there's a timing for everyone, And I think we started off real nice. We started off the year with a bang, and we did just that, man.
Excellent, my man. Well, let's talk a little bit about the experience, the night. Stranger to reality, you had this, I think, your third fight. You had the title fight, then you fought Rocky on a late notice fight, Zach, and then you had your pro debut. Talk about that, the pro debut, because the walkout, the fight, the fans, making your pro debut there closer to home. What was the feeling like, bro, when you were like kind of taking that walk down there and just knowing, you made it here? You know what I mean? There's no turning back. There's no one jumping out. There's no one bailing out. The fight's happening.
Felt good, man. It felt good making that walk out to the cage as a professional. It's what I've been working for 3 years when I started fighting the MMA. And it's like everything together. That was my moment, and nobody's gonna take that from me, Steve. That's the way I look at every fight, man. This might be my first pro fight, but I've been doing it like pros ever since I first started, man. When I do something, I'm doing it to the fullest. I'm not doing it half-assed. I'm not doing it just doing it to the fullest. Get to the best level I could get to, man. And that's how I started off the year.
Excellent. As you were just talking, we're playing your walkout right now. Miguel, did you practice that little dance, or you just like, is that from the family get-togethers? Is that in you? That's just in you right there, right?
Yeah, it's just a feeling. Whatever I feel, man, it's just a feeling. Just let it go, relax and just make that walk.
Now, Miguel, seeing a bunch of your Amy fights as you're going, I know you have the same kind of walk, the same, music playing, same walkout music. Was this a bigger like walkout? Because I never seen you. Do you usually dance down the aisle?
It's different every time. But my pro debut, man, I had a beautiful flag done by my family that was shining. Everything just felt right, and we made that walk down there, man.
Dude, it was awesome, man. The commentators, they did a great job talking about it. It was really cool, man. It was like a real pumped up atmosphere. Now you get in there, dude. You do your circle around the cage. You got Timmy Tyler across the cage, a wrestler. Now, you really didn't have time to prepare, but talking to you in the past, you prepare your own game. Doesn't matter who's across from you. What'd you think happening? What'd you think this fight was going to be like stepping in there? What were you waiting for? What were you anticipating from him?
I knew he was going to come out strong, man. Off the first bell, I knew he was going to come out strong and just try to overwhelm. So I was prepared for that, man. I was prepared for him to come in strong, probably fit in for a takedown, try to take me down, hold me. I mean, I'm good everywhere, man. I'm good in the ground. I'm good standing up, so I'm comfortable anywhere, So that's how we train, and I train for everything. So I was prepared for every position he put me in, every position I had him in. I was prepared for anything, man.
Now you talk about, when I talked to you after the fight, and we talked a little bit about, what was going on in there. You were picking things up off from right here. He was, jumping on southpaw, and then he was throwing the overhand. Did you pick that up right away? Is that how you got in there and you started hitting that body and punishing him?
Yeah, man. I mean, once we first started off, it's patterns. I start calculating patterns in my head.
You hit him, a few times, and you were telling me you would just miss him with that body shot. And then, against the cage there, it seemed like he was coming in, and you nailed, man. When you hit him, was there any sound out of him, or was it just shut him right down?
I mean, I felt, man, when you hit somebody in the liver shot, you feel the liver, you feel it's a soft spot. So you just feel when you have a good hit on that liver. And I hit him in the liver, right in the body, and then I followed up with a hook, hook to the head. And then when I hit him in the body, he dropped. I came with the hook on the right and just skinned the top of his head. In the body, the liver shot dropped him. So I thought he was paying for a takedown, but the hook just skinned the top of his head. I mean, he went out, man. He face planted straight down. I knew he was out. Once I hit him down, like his body shut down. He kind of like went unconscious and went straight down.
Yeah.
But the ref said in the back, man, I'm not pulling you off until I'm not stopping the fight. No walk away knockout. So I had to secure the deal, man. And I pushed down on his head. I knew he was out, but I had to wait for the ref to stop it.
Exactly. You got to go until he stops it, and you got one more in there for good luck. Good luck right there. I mean, you know what I mean? It is what it is, brother. I mean, you have that killer instinct. I mean, you go in for the kill and you put him out, man. What's the feeling like, bro? You got up. You're not a big guy to jump on the cage and all that other stuff. It's very respectful, and make sure your opponent's all right. And then your corner there, you got Ed, you got Hector, you got the guys from the battle crew over there coming in. Man, how's it feel, brother, to come full circle and have all the dudes that began this journey with you be there for this experience?
It felt good, man. It was my way of giving back. It's what we work for. There's a lot of other people that weren't there that I give a lot of credit to, like all my training partners. Walter, he comes up with me each time I fight a reality, stays with me, hits pads. My brother, there's a lot of my family, everybody involved, man. We're all in this. My girl, everybody. Celebration for us.
Yeah, and it definitely a celebration. Talk about the support you had there, Miguel. I mean, it was kind of it was definitely your crowd. It was your pro debut. But what was that feeling like? I mean, you fought there before, but was there more people for you in the pro debut, or was it your same fan base that are always there with you?
We're always getting bigger, man. We got the same people that have been supporting me since the beginning, and we keep adding on, man. We're growing. We're growing all together. I appreciate everybody's support, all my sponsors. It was a lot put into this, and we celebrated. The fight is just a celebration, man. I've trained my ass off every day, to fight 1 minute 30 seconds on that fight, man. It's hard work, but we know we're well prepared, and what I do, man.
So Miguel, here comes the tough questions. You're fresh. I mean, minute 26 seconds. What are you looking for as far as, how busy you want to stay? I know it's hard to get fights, but we got a bunch of cards coming. It's the beginning of the year. You could start the year off with a bunch of wins by the time we get to the middle of it. What are you looking for? I mean, I know your coaches have to make that decision, but you're fresh. Do you want to get in there sooner than later? What's your timeline?
I mean, I'm looking to do maybe at least 3 or 4 fights if I can, if I'm healthy. It's the fights. The fight's not what's the biggest thing. It's the training. I put myself in the training camp. The fight's easy. It's just 3 5-minute rounds. The fight's easy. What's hard is the dedication I put in the training camps. And this is pretty much my second training camp because I had that training camp with my last amateur fight that I wanted with Shane, the title fight down there, and that fight fell out a week notice, so we had to put that training camp on hold, and then I finally got my celebration, man, and my celebration was my pro debut.
Now, we fought at 150. You're all over the place because people can't come in and they can't, be professional and meet you at the weight. Is 145 the featherweight division where you're going to stay, or do you think there's room for you to drop at some point, or is 145 the division that you're gonna call home?
I mean, there's definitely room to drop. My body's changing. The more and more camps I do, it's easier and easier to get to 145 with my diet. I have my fuel nutrition on point, and it's just a matter of time of where we get. Right now at this moment, I feel comfortable at 145, and who knows what the future holds for me.
Last thing before I let you go and give shout out to Miguel, we got big fights coming. Who you got? Miguel. You got McGregor or Cerrone on next Saturday, not this Saturday, the following Saturday night.
And I don't know, man. There's a lot of people quiet about that fight, man. But I mean, Connor's coming into a different weight class. I don't think he's gonna. He hasn't looked too good in his last couple fights, so I'm gonna have to go with Cerrone, man.
Really? You're not taking the southpaw guy, huh?
Man, but we'll see.
Actually, it's going to be a great fight anyway. The chat is not there because they're kind of being respectful up to this, because I think they both know that this might be the end of the line for each one of whoever loses this fight. So, you know what I mean? They just want to go out as kind of gentlemen or whatever, you know what I mean? But whoever wins this fight, they're going to blast the roof off that place, bro. Dude, you gave me the shirt. I got the shirt off you Saturday night. You signed my shirt like we talked right here. Let me show everyone there. This is work by Kerry Kennison from TeamLink. Has been doing designs and shirts for fighters. She did Tom Pag's. She did Miguel's. I'm sure she's working on other people's also. But a shout out to Kerry Kennison for doing great work and helping out the teams that she trains with. So good for her. Miguel, what do you think of this one, man? I mean, this is like your fourth shirt or so, since you've been throwing them out there, man. How's this one rank up there?
I love it, man. The wolf has a very strong symbol, man, and that's how I feel I am, man. I'm calm and collective, but when it's time to go, man, we let it out, And I represent my flag, man. I represent my people from Puerto Rico. I have a lot of support down there, and I hold that strong, man. And we coming to take over.
Awesome, my friend. Well, I got your sponsors up right here. You can talk about a few of them. You can give shout outs. You can say thank yous and send it home, brother. And we'll let you go and enjoy, the rest of your week.
Yeah, man. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to my family, my mom, my dad, my brother, my aunt, my girlfriend, my family, my friends, my support system, my teammates, my team, TeamLink Webster, TeamLink, Muay Thai, TeamLink, Varello's Martial Arts. I want to thank my sponsors, man. Without you supporting me, it's big, man. You guys help me out a lot. I want to thank Mercedes-Benz Springfield, MBA Mortgage with Save with Sebastian.com, the Wild Hive, Able Property Service, Mass Best Academy of Dance, Lindquist Linden, Lemuel Real Estate, NBC CustomNonsense.com, man. I want to thank all that because all my sponsors, man. Without support, I wouldn't be able to do what I do every day, man. And you guys keep me going.
Awesome, my man. Well, we don't really need to know your social media. I got it on here. It's, what is it? Miguel, go ahead, say it. I guess we do need to know it because I don't know it.
The Instagram is Mike_Benz508. My Facebook is Miguel Cuevas. And that's what I have for a social media as of right now.
Excellent. Miguel, Puerto Rican flag, representing them. We gonna get a nickname? Is Miguel Cuevas gonna? Come on, are we gonna? Is someone gonna throw in a something in there for Miguel? Some flash?
Couple nicknames floating around.
Oh.
Man, but which one sticks?
Well, you know where to send the beads, bro. So, hey, dude, last thing I want to say to you, man, is, I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate let me be a part of this ride. And, dude, I'm excited for you. And, TeamLink, great fighters in there. And there's, you're a product of your environment there. And they're doing great things with fighters there, man. That's about it, bro. I appreciate it, dude.
I love martial arts too, man. We're growing too as well. Working my hands, TeamLink Muay Thai. We got, it's a big support system I have building me, man. We've been doing it since the start,
Excellent. I'll be seeing you, or I'll be talking to you in February. There's a big card that maybe a couple of your training partners will be on. Oh, wait a minute. I'll be seeing you probably at will you be at Cage Titans for your teammates' fights?
We'll see. I'll try to make the trip down there. It's kind of a bit of a haul, but we'll see, man. You'll be seeing me soon.
All right, my man. Either I'll see you there, I'll see you in February at that show that Pat will be fighting on.
Absolutely.
All right, my man. Thanks a lot, bro. And enjoy your week and enjoy the win, man. We'll talk as soon as we you got some beans for me.
Sounds good, Steve, man. I appreciate your support too, man. We party up and you do a lot for this community. Just keep doing you, man, and we're gonna keep growing.
Awesome, man. I got to try not to get kicked off Facebook, and then, we can keep going, and I can keep supporting you, bro. Hey, it is what it is. I didn't get where I am being a nice guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, my man. Miguel, I'll talk to you later, bro. Have a great night.
All right, brother. Thank you.
Take care.